Well, hello, I'm on Vito Brusky, one of the Brusky guys on Vito Nation, and welcome to What If Naruto and Izuku were Sam and Monsoon's Reincarnations? Part 1. Just so you guys know, so if you guys are wondering why I sound different or look different, I just got up after, freaking taking a good old power nap after vomiting my snack out and God knows what else out. So yeah, never mind. Anyways, basically this is indeed what if Naruto and Izuku were Sam and Monsoon's. And if you want to know what I mean by Sam, I mean Jetstream Sam. Basically, Sam and Monsoon's reincarnations. Basically, Naruto from Naruto, and Izuku from My Hero Academia slash Boku no Hero Academia if you live in Japan, and Jetstream Sam slash Sam, or Minuano, whatever that means, basically, and Monsoon from Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, the game in the Metal Gear franchise. Never mind that. Basically, yeah, that's that. What if Naruto and Izuku were Sam and Monsoon's Reincarnations? Part 1. And how this is all going to start out is, well, Mito and Kushina are gonna die like, Naruto, like the series. They are going to die. However, the news will be covering up what actually happened to actually, kill them. Just like, the news covered up what actually happened to All Might, to make sure that nobody actually knows about what actually happened to All Might. So yeah, basically, same. Ish, I guess. Because one's a gigantic demon fox, and the other is, well, all for one. And a demon fox, much like Vaster Lord Ichigo, could indeed, possibly destroy the entire planet or Earth. Very well could be a thing. So, yeah. Basically, seeing as, the old man, third Hokage or whatever he is in this, is, really freaking old. Basically, the some of the clan heirs weren't the only friends that Minato and Kushina had made. There were other people, such as the Bakugos and the Midoriyas, and, well, the Midoriyas, like Inko and Hisashi. Basically, they decide to, be like, can you guys, adopt our son? Otherwise, he will be parentless. So, yeah, basically, that bomb dropped. They're like, sure. So, technically, in this, Izuku has a brother, adopted brother, but a brother nonetheless. And besides, the way they're raised, they don't even know that they're adoptive siblings. And that's kind of weird because of like a request that Miyatu and Kushina hadn't made. Well, Naruto still keeps the Uzumaki name, regardless of anything going on. However, whenever they get to the age of 5 and Bakugo, they basically see that his quirk is explosions. And so it comes time for, the Midoriya brothers to, see what their quirks are. And surprisingly, even, Inko and Sashi, surprisingly, not just Izuku, but even Naruto, they're both quirkless. And, well, basically, Sashi just decides, to go up to Naruto and Izuku and be like, hey, I'm gonna go and, get some milk. But, he isn't too unfair to Inko. He still, brings some money, every now and again, whenever Inko is feeling a little bit money deprived, needing money to support a family like this. He's not too heartless. He may have abandoned his, freaking children, but he's not gonna be this heartless to not at least give them some money to live by. And, well, oh boy. Eventually, after a good old while, it gets to their 10th birthday. Both of their 10th birthdays. Basically, around the time that they're both 10. And Naruto has decided, basically, F this. Like, literally, F this. And basically, without either of their notice, just slip in the middle of the night, just slip into this little club thing, this little death match, steel cage death match thing. Or basically, he has to fight until he can't fight no more, or until everybody's satisfied. And, Naruto's been getting pretty good at this. And towards the beginning, it's not that bad. But the more days pass by, and then weeks, and then even months, and eventually years. Eventually at least one of them catches on, that being Izuku. Because, they're brothers. They would be able to, even if they're not biological, at least they would have some connection. And the fact that, they have that connection in the first place. So eventually Izuku will be able to tell something was up. so whenever he eventually found the place, he was walking in to see that, there was Naruto, but he seemed to be going some sort of, surgery? What the hell did he do? And basically, Izuku just walks in on Naruto getting a robotic replacement for a part of one of his arms. Not one of his arms, just a part of one of his arms. And even a proposition on maybe a weapon, seeing as his opponents from now on will, from now on, his opponents were no longer just going to be regular guys or just guys with freaking quirks. His opponents were going to be indeed different from now on. And so, with great gusto and whatever else, Naruto decides to, indeed take up on this offer. And it's a free offer, so it can't be that bad. And basically, what he ends up getting is this thing, is like HF blade, also known as the high frequency sword or blade thing. Basically, it hums at such a high frequency that, oh boy, does it do damage. It's called the high frequency blade for a reason. And Naruto feels that he might even need to get, sort of a drip upgrade. And so he does. And this drip upgrade, this sort of face aesthetic, fake aesthetic, to make people think, oh, he's a cyborg now. No, the only cybernetic thing about him is like part of one of his arms. So this is more or less misleading. But it's still a part of his drip. And besides, he can conceal it with, his, normal drip. Like underneath his normal drip. So nobody really has to even know it's there. If he doesn't want them to know. So Naruto just goes out there, and his last opponent ends up being a freaking Metal Gear Ray looking ass thing. In which, if you guys have ever, watched or played, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, you know what Raiden does to Metal Gear fucking Rays. He suplex those bitches. And then, freaking, freaking damn Return to Dreamland, like Super Sword Kirby, like slash those bitches. Just absolute annihilation. Like nothing left. And everybody, like the crowd is freaking rizzed up as hell. Except for a certain green act. Basically going there and they're like, Naruto, what the hell? And Naruto's just like, wait, Izuku? How in the... What in the... And basically Naruto is just like confused. So, yeah. That happened. And so basically one day, everybody's just, sleeping sound. Because, Izuku was able to keep, from some sort of confrontation with their mother. So, yeah, so one day everybody's just sleeping sound. Until world police open up. And basically want to make sure that their mother didn't get involved. Naruto would just pop up and be like, damn, 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 how did they figure out? He said that there would be no leaks. Damn bastard. What did he say his fucking name was? Garaki? Yes, Garaki was the person like running the damn thing. Untrustworthy as untrustworthy as hell, as always. So yeah, the police ended up getting there. Even a damn SWAT team eventually. They just break down the damn door. And it ends up becoming a damn shootout. Or at least on one side, because, Naruto's just using his freaking like high frequency blade to like parry all the bullets. Because of his certain aesthetic arm thing, he can do that with a damn sword. He can move that fast. And even like the suit and like entirely helps his body acclimate to certain things that he wouldn't normally be able to do, such as like super speed and even like super freaking sight. Like these people like in the damn Matrix or something to Naruto, because they be moving slow as hell. And in all reality, they're like dragged out. It's like suit out freaking shoot out freaking crazy like freaking Mad Max Fury freaking Road. And this just ends up becoming like crazy. Inko ends up, waking up and she freaks out. And he's like, don't freak out, don't freak out, don't freak out. And this ends up happening basically. She accidentally gets up, dragged into this, and she isn't as lucky as Naruto. She gets hit and she gets hit hard. And this you see, thing is, at the last second, seeing as, that was about to happen, Izuku tried to be a body shield. And so he got hit hard too. But, after everything basically died down, Ingo was dead. Naruto and Izuku were dying. Only Naruto just has, that determination and will to just carry on. So, well, you can't, basically. Naruto just going in and out of consciousness. And in between these in and out of consciousness, basically, Izuku just gets dragged over somewhere. And basically, whenever Izuku wakes up, it's just this person and this other person. One of these people ends up, basically it's this Garaki. And the other one ends up figuring out that their name is Jiren. Or Gyren, whatever it's pronounced as. And that person's basically like, are you sure this is alright? I mean, even I know when to stop, buddy. Even I know when to stop. And this is one of those times, I tell you that. And Garaki's just like, screw you, you're just off my buzz. And just like, so, what to do with you, you sack of shit little brat. Snot-nosed brat. We could have made a profit if you didn't get in the way. I things, you know? A prophet, all of that, but you just had to get in the way. Lord All, for one, is going to be very happy if there's out that you were left alive. That is, unless we can turn a profit into this. Oh boy. And so basically, I think the guy who like did that shit to Wolverine that made him like crazy was his name was like Dr. Cornelius, I think. So basically, Garaki basically pulls a freaking Doctor or whatever Cornelius on freaking, you know, he pulls a freaking Cornelius on the damn guy. And yeah, you can only imagine how that would happen. How that would go. Basically, Jiren or Jiren or whatever the frick the dude's name is, basically bolting at, like the, first sign that something was going to go wrong. And Garaki, being a dumbass, not even seeing that in the slightest, just seeing, oh, this is indeed going to turn a profit. Yeah, profit on your head, dumbass. And why I say this is because, oh boy. Basically, Garaki being like, ah, yes, test subject. Wind of destruction. You will make a large profit. And then basically you get surprised whenever this happens. Oh, I am? Interesting. Quite interesting indeed. Basically, he didn't think that what was going to happen would allow, you know, you know, basically what he was turning frickin', Naruto into. Actually, it wasn't really Naruto. Naruto was already. So basically, he had been turning Izuku into something. He didn't really think what he had turned Izuku into would actually be able to talk back. And that is where he is sorely wrong. Very sorely wrong. In fact, Grocky's actually like, hey, where's your arm? It's a subject, where's your arm? And basically, Izuku, as said test subject, would be like, where the fuck do you think it is, Doctor? And basically, Rocky would be like, what the hell did you just. As he would then get eviscerated from behind with the dislocated from the rest of the body arm, or like like I guess you could say like segmented arm of Izuku from behind. Basically, get freaking eviscerated. Basically, Izuku would just, Izuku would have just, freaking, literally eviscerated Garaki with his, you know, little arm that he would have just, activated the whole dissegmented thing with his arm and use it to basically, go behind Garaki and then automatically, like, full speed ahead, go through the man, and then for basically not really bisecting, eviscerating him with his, dissegmented arm. And then segmenting it back into the rest of his body, or onto the rest of his body. And basically, he would walk up towards Garaki as he would be on his freaking knees, like hands and knees, begging for his life. As dude would basically just with his other arm, just hit and full speed ahead, uppercut dude into the freaking ceiling. And basically just look up and be like, oh, be like, oh, doc, I was like, oh, doctor, you poor fool. You have created something that far surpasses you. I am no simple wind. I am Monsoon, wind of destruction. Ah, yes. Free will is a myth. Religion is. Wait, I need to do it in my Monsoon voice. Religion is a myth. Free. Like, fuck. Religion. Fuck. Free will is a myth. Religion is a joke. We are all pawned by control by something truly greater. And just be like, memes, the DNA of the soul. And Garaki would just be like, I've created a monster. It'd be like that scene in the first Pokemon movie where it'd be like, we wanted to create the most strongest Pokemon. And be like, we succeeded. And then just blow up the damn thing. Which is actually what Izuku proceeds to do. Just destroy everything. Leave no traces behind. As he just waltzes out of there like it's nobody's beeswax. That is until he sees the unconscious body of his brother. And it's like, oh, this won't do. He's like, no, this won't do at all. So basically just picks him up and uses magnetic powers to basically, like Magneto them the shit out of there. And does indeed sort of like do something like Magneto would do. I forget what he named the country that he created. I want to say Genova, but then I remember Final Fantasy VII as a thing. So, basically, now I have an idea. Instead of that, I decided to be clever. Basically, he decides to make himself a little area. At least make themselves in a little area. I would call this area Desperado. And the winds of destruction would be the pillars that kept it in place, and also from falling apart. And that his brother would also be a wind of destruction just like he was. And that's whenever Naruto gets an idea. The whole hero society thing. It does need seem interesting. It seems interesting. So, eventually, Naruto decides, why not get some other individuals that feel the way that they do? How's about maybe two more and maybe a figurehead to keep away from the real leader? Yes, that's right. And this Monsoon is going to be the true leader, and whoever is the representative for Senator Stephen Armstrong is actually just going to be a figurehead. But the whole I have a dream thing is still going to happen, in one way or another. But how exactly are they going to get that? Oh, you. Oh, you don't even know the half of it. At least not yet. You see. Oh, you see. Oh, you haven't even seen the beginning. You see, one day, seeing as really, the winds don't really do much, they more or less just focus on keeping everything afloat and slowly, gradually building up their, what they need in order to survive. They're not exactly, fast pacing this, You know what they say. Basically, not to rush. Something about that. And, Izuku takes that in stride. Not to rush anything. But also making sure he's able to maintain his position and the position of his other, ranking, officer like individuals. Like the other wins and the one who will be his like figurehead type. Basically a fake leader of sorts. The one who everybody will think is the actual leader, but is actually just a figurehead for the real leader, which is Izuku. And oh boy. Basically, it's like I'm fucking bored. And it's just like, hey, Ruto. And he just like has a nickname for Naruto. He's like, "Hey, Ruto," and Naruto just comes strolling in. He's like, "Yeah, what's up, Izu?" And basically, Izuku's just like, I think I might just have an idea on how to start this up. What I told you about, the whole project figurehead, the several step project. And, Naruto's like, just like, Naruto's just like, oh, really, you do? And Naruto's just like, oh my. And basically, the whole starting of this is, well, apparently there's this one girl who is a part of a very, wealthy family. An extremely wealthy family. Which basically means making friends is damn near impossible. Because of, her station and how people feel about that. And also, other things like, all the creature comforts, like all the comforts of, being in a wealthy family. Whenever your quirk literally allows you to create anything, it kind of feels like counterintuitive, counterproductive, whatever you want to say, to, state that. Basically, feels really out of place, like a stranger in our own home, if you know what I mean. And if you guys guessed what I'm talking about, who I'm talking about, and what role they're going to fill, then congrats, you're a freaking genius. Or not, considering the name of the song, that's the theme of said person whenever you fight them. But never mind. Anyways, so basically just give the coordinates to Naruto, and Naruto's just like, so find them, recruit them, and see how everything works from there. And Izuku as Monsoon is basically you know Naruto is just like goes out and for all that. So let's get this shit lit. But first, Izuku actually wants to stop Naruto because wants to check and make sure that skills are still sharp because don't really want to fail the mission. Plus, it would be nice to have some family time. That's not at a freaking desk, at a freaking cubicle or whatever, doing damn paperwork. And able to in order to keep this thing afloat. And with Naruto agreeing that this would be a good thing, it's like Izuku also informs Naruto that, that creation that they were both working on seems to have just now, been finished and done, actually, you know, loading up. This creation being called Blade Wolf. And now it's on as they continue towards the training ground. 3, 2, 1. Alright, let's kick it. the only thing I know for real. Three, two, one. Yeah, that's right. Jetstream Sam's theme song. Basically, Izuku is just looking at Naruto, and Naruto's just like, oh yeah, the suit. Basically, just suits up, like all suited up, and activates the mechanical arm, and basically, as soon as that happens, pops up the freaking high frequency blade. And you're just like, yeah! However, that doesn't work all that well whenever you consider your opponent can segment their body and desegment their body at any time. And also teleport and a bunch of other different shit. And also a master at their weapons equally as much as you're a master at your weapons. Which, well, Izuku's just so happen to be twin size. And as you can tell with this hype-ass music in the background, it is indeed a hype-ass freaking training session. And eventually, Izuku calls, like, training session off. And basically he's like, well, Naru, like, basically, well, Ruto, you basically proven to me that your skills are still sharp as ever. And basically, freaking Naruto is like, damn, Izu. And you've proven to me that you're as much of a slave driver as ever whenever it comes to training. Or anything, really. Just damn. And did you also have to include teleporting as a part of our training regimen? And basically, Izuku firing back with, well, Naruto, did you have to, include your freaking HF freaking blade in this other regiment? Especially with the arm. And, Naruto just firing back with, well, for once, the only really effective way I can use the sword is with the arm. And, well, I guess you're right about the. Well, you have weapons too. And it's just like, damn it, just do it already. So basically, it's, gotten to the, thing. And, well, Naruto can see her. But but he can also see that, see people surrounding her. And that she doesn't look too happy about that. Oh god, this is a mugging. Like, Naruto's just like, oh god, this is a mugging. But before, he can really even do anything, he gets surprised whenever this lady, she pulls out of nowhere a frickin' whatever the hell it is, and absolutely beats the shit out of these people with it. And so, yeah. Yet another useful use for her creation quirk. Yet it seems that she didn't really have any of the supplies needed to help with that, so she is currently in a lot of pain right now. That's whenever, he basically goes down and just like, you need help? And well, basically, she just points to something, like a little bag of something, and Naruto grabs the thing and gives it to her, and she eats it, and basically, she's just like, thanks. Um, uh, who are, wait, no, I'm supposed to introduce myself first. My name's Momo Yorozu. What's yours? And basically, Naruto would be like, can't tell her my real name. I can't tell you my real name, miss, but I can indeed tell you my, well, he said code name. And yeah, you're basically Momo would be like, code name? And basically, you know, he would basically say that his code name was freaking, you know, Sam, Jetstream Sam. And, well, it's going to make Momo interested. You know, why was the, secret that, why so secretive? Like, is it something bad or what did she get herself into? And, well, oh boy. She would actually, hear the guy say something about, the person, they work with wanting, you know, her to join. And Momo would be like, well, what would I be joining? And what does this all entail? And, just like Naruto just touches a little piece and would just ask some random ass questions in like some sort of like decoded language, like something that Mama wouldn't really be able to understand. And Izuku on the other side would just be like, fine. Tell her. And so, indeed, Mama would just be told about things, about the whole Desperado and Winds of Destruction, and how that all goes. And that, they have information on her and her situation and how she is. And basically, Mama was like, well, they already know a shit ton about me, so it's not really like I have much of a choice. I mean, they already have a lot of information on me, so, well, I could just, So, just like, Mama was just like, well, freaking. Or just be like, fine, but I want. And she would just pull out her staff ass looking thing. I want to make sure what I'm doing is a good decision. And, well, unbeknownst to Momo, Izuku can't just hear this, he can actually see this because he has little tiny little drones, like microscopic little drones around, flying around, following Naruto. So he can see this too. And so it's just like, oh, mmm, nice. And so basically, Well, they have indeed secured, Momo. The battle would start. And Momo will quickly realize just how tough this guy is with his damn sword. However, Momo's no pushover. This whole mugging thing has happened to her before, so she's learned how to be tough. It's just, her tough is nowhere near as tough as Naruto's tough. So, it's close, just not close enough to secure a victory for Momo here. However, the badass soundtrack is still badass. Stranger, I remain. Stranger, I was looking for. And so, well, oh boy. Just damn. Whenever they eventually, get to the place, basically, a code name is given to Momo. She would be Minstrel. And the cool little stuff that she was given that she would be able to use in combat with looked pretty cool to Momo. It all looked and felt pretty cool. She was even able to do a little test run with it. And she did indeed agree that it was pretty freaking sweet. Yes, they had grabbed themselves Minstrel. And now, what else is there left to do? Oh boy. Oh boy. Basically, a certain someone who had been, sort of like a childhood bully for Izuku, but never, Izuku had never really truly given up on the guy. He thought that there might be something interesting for him in here as a part of the Winds of Destruction. And their little playground that they called Desperado. Basically, Izuku would just be, test running his little segmented / desegmented body, going around, making sure his skills were sharp. Both while fighting opponents and also while just, generally moving around. And, well, oh boy. What Izuku finds. Well, it's a very explosive scene. A sludgy villain trapping a very explosive Bakugo. When in secret, some red phosphorus grenades are dropped on the sludgy villain, loosening the grip on Bakugo, and All Might's able to come out of nowhere, look awesome, basically Detroit smash the mofo, and make shit rain. However, Bakugo would have realized what exactly that explosive power was that knocked him out of the grasp of the sludge villain. Red phosphorus. And so, Bakugo actually would, in the middle of the night, go looking for a person who had used that. Any clues at all. That's whenever he would be approached by someone. My oh my, how you are so happy to blast away, my friend. Kachan. And Bakugo would just turn around automatically and see, what had become of Izuku. Or as he, calls himself now, Monsoon. Oh boy. And basically, whenever Bakugo sees this, he's damn near speechless. And, well, it's just... Bakugo does say something that catches Izuku by quite the surprise. Wait, the way you look, you're with that guy who kidnapped that Momo girl. But, wait, you're too much of a hero fanatic to be a villain. What did he do to you? Izuku would basically be like, oh, so they were getting recognized. Just not in the way that he had been hoping. He has to indeed change that. Very, very, very soon. And so he would, by beating some sense into Kachan. And so he would proceed to do so. Ah, I see. Kachan. seems I must put you where you belong, even if it hurts to do so. And that's basically whenever Izuku would start dunking on Bakugo. After all, because of the whole thing that had happened to him, he was, and all the training he was doing with his brother, he was basically, and also all the things that happened to his brother, he was basically untouchable. Especially to someone like Bakugo. And whenever Bakugo ends up realizing this finally, he's like, shit, what, how? And Izuku would be like, simple. However, I think you'll find it will be much easier after you've gotten yourself some nighty-night time. And Bakugo would be confused, as until he realized, oh wait, one of his arms is gone. Oh shit! Boom! Just the side of his head. You know, like, nighty-night, Bakugo. And, well, basically, now, Bakugo would wake up and slowly began to realize, as he would see Momo and her new drip, that basically she wasn't kidnapped. She accepted her like, you know, her entire thing that was happening. She basically accepted that. She wasn't really kidnapped. She accepted her whole thing. Nah, basically, this was kind of something that was going to happen regardless. So, and also it does bring him a little bit closer to Izuku and try to, you know, communicate with the dude without having to, you know, fisticuffs with the guy. Especially seeing as he can basically rocket launch his fists or his freaking damn ass, you know, kicks at him from like, you know, far away enough distance to not get hurt himself. Which is a really big inconvenience to Bakugo if he actually did want to fight him, and which now, knowing that how inconvenienced he is, he does not. So, yeah. Izuku ends up explaining everything. And that they still need one more. They still need their figurehead. And, well, whenever it comes to codename for Bakugo, it feels Sundowner would be perfect. So, yes. And now, who exactly to be their figurehead? Then, you know, basically taking a look at, you know, some security drones, like, you know, like microscopic security drones that managed to bypass UA security. Well, they had managed to get some information on everyone there, including the big three. That being Nejire, Tamaki, and Mario. And you better believe that it's been made public news about the disappearances of certain people. And that who's ever been kidnapping these certain people has definitely become more brazen. And the hopelessness just seems to be increasing the more and more people are being kidnapped, it seems. Which, even Blade Wolf has been sent out to create some distractions, disturbances in the peace, while not making sure to never actually be spotted, only to create certain disruptions, but to never be spotted himself. And so, said disruptions have happened, nobody knowing how. Just the panic has just been increasing and increasing and increasing, decreasing the hero rate. Basically, people's trust within, heroes' actual ability to do anything, like actual job, their actual freaking jobs, has been just decreasing a hell of a lot. So, this is basically giving Izuku just a big ol' ass smile. Because at this point, Izuku just sees the heroes as one big blockade. However, there is one, that kind of serves as something of a memory jogger. The symbol of peace himself, All Might. And there seems to be a certain fanboy. Basically, their hero nickname, Lemillion. They're gonna save a million lives, or whatever. But their real name being Mirio. And so, basically, Izuku's like, what if I were to humiliate this Lemillion in front of a lot of people? It would really screw over the hero rating if, one of the big trainees was just absolutely sauced. But maybe if I defeated all three of the big three, maybe that would be a really big success for us. And so that is indeed what is decided to be done. And in front of everybody, basically brought out there, they basically hear the voice, only it's a really glitched out version. But they can somewhat hear it. It almost sounds like a declaration, some sort of challenge. And basically the person just teleports in and then drops down to the arena, or some sort of makeshift arena. And Mirio, Tamaki, and, Nejire just show up. And, well, Mirio, wanting to go out there. Mirio and Tamaki wanting to be like, yeah, hell yeah, let's kick this guy's ass. And basically, Mario's basically expecting to basically run out there to see, his buddies basically washing this noob, this villain noob. Instead, he basically sees them already unconscious. It's like, how the hell? Basically, Mirio deciding to use his permeation quirk to sneak up a couple hits. And that's whenever this shit gets serious. whenever, due to some, self-bisection, segmenting body, Mirio basically realizes his quirk isn't gonna do really anything because dude can just segment his body. Basically, any attempts on trying to attack, well, Mirio having to realize basically gonna have to go all fisticuffs because his quirk isn't going to really do anything to help his chances. And so what happened?
You seem like a man who understands violence.
Damn it.
You're a person of interest.
I'm an interesting person. The Equalizer 3 in theaters September 1st. Rated R.
Then it would go down. It'll be a battle. The leader versus Mirio. This is whenever Mirio would realize fighting this guy was a huge ass mistake. Because he is literally either dodging or parrying everything that he tries to throw at him. He even tries to, at different intervals, try to, combo, both use his, physical and even his quirk. 1, 2, 1, 2. Tries to, mix it up. And not even that's working because dude can freaking teleport. He can't just segment himself, he can also teleport. And throw ginormous objects. And oh my god, is it intense. Oh, and did I mention he has weapons? And he's a master of those weapons. So yeah, you can basically understand that Mirio is fucked. Royally fucked. So yeah, that. Basically, Mario didn't stand a chance. Even with permeation and, physical strength, a combination of the two, it didn't stand a chance. Dude can teleport. Dude can throw giant objects and small ones. Dude can freaking, bisect his body in order to get away from attacks and even hit you. And on top of all that, teleportation, throwing giant objects, teleportation, throwing giant objects, bisecting themselves in order to dodge things, and is even a master wielder of the double sai. And, basically you have someone who Mirio cannot defeat at all. Just screwed over immensely. And by the time that freaking All Might gets over there, just damn it. By the time All Might gets there, Mirio is barely conscious, and this guy who seemed to be kicking his ass is somehow got. Oh wait, he teleported, didn't he? Shit, that is a thing that he can do. Damn it, he teleported. He couldn't have teleported too far, or else there would have been some sort of side effect, right? Right? Right, guys? And basically, Aizawa has to break it to, or at least he was going to, but then, basically, he was going to break it to people like that there would be like some sort of side effect. That isn't until like Aizawa basically interrupts with, All Might. He was teleporting all over the damn place during the, not really a fight, more or less like a bitch smacking contest against Mirio, and nothing negative happened to him. He was doing this all over the damn place, literally laughing at him, and nothing bad happened. Well, at least to him. But all sorts of bad shit happened to Mirio. Yeah, basically, Aizawa getting interrupted from saying that by, President Mike. He's saying that, basically interrupting Aizawa. And Aizawa being like, the fuck, man? I thought we were friends. In fact, something actually registers into Aizawa's head while he's about to, go home. Since, he's kind of roommates with, more or less, actually, President Mike is roommates with him. And also, like, Midnight somewhere in there. So, yeah. Basically, something registers in Aizawa's head. None of the people that were supposedly, air quotes, there, kidnapped, air quotes in there, kidnapped, are actually kidnapped. They all went there of their own fruition. Sure, they met up with a certain somebody before that, but they never really, fought it too much. It was more or less like a test or something. So, yeah. What does that make of them? So, yeah. Basically, in the middle of the night, I was just like, guys, I gotta freaking. I gotta have some fresh air. And nobody really questions it. So Izo just goes outside, and automatically he's intercepted by none other than the meme man himself, Monsoon. Oh, Aizawa, I take it that you're out here for a reason. And Aizawa would just be like, yeah, usually whenever this shit happens, nobody's really fighting it. So yeah, basically, it's just further, segments and Aizawa's head, everything. Well, what's actually going on? And so Aizawa and this Monsoon person do end up actually having quite the talk. Aizawa even end up, figuring out something of Monsoon and even this Sam person's, you know, usually something that they wouldn't really want to tell anyone, that they more or less would want to keep a family secret, that who they actually are. And, like, Aizawa being like, why did you tell me this? I mean, I could just report this to the police right now. And basically, Izuku being like, or I could just kill you right now. But you know me, I wouldn't do that. Would I? Just being a troll. Being like, troll or be trolled, Aizawa. It's troll or be trolled. You know? And Aizawa was just like, so, you trust me with keeping your secret. But just how much do you trust me with that type of knowledge? And Izuku, as Monsoon would just like give us all a card and be like, that much. And just teleport. Teleport out this bitch. And, well, Aizawa would look at what was written on the frickin' card and would realize that it was actually written in invisible ink. So he would have to take a freaking, like freaking weird ass light to the damn thing in order to see what was written. And so eventually, whenever he was actually alone, he would indeed do so and see what was written. For real this time. And the next thing you know, Aizawa was actually walking up to this weird ass building. It has the letters that spell out Desperado. HQ. They have a little HQ at the bottom. Desperado HQ. But it's like made out of the little neon light signs, that have bars. And the light is actually kind of made to where it's like invisible ink. So you would have to shine another light to actually see the sign. And seeing, basically, Aizawa was actually brought a light with him. So that's how he's actually able to see the sign. And it's like, so he actually did. Crafty bastard. And basically, that's one of the only reasons how Aizawa actually knows where to go. And basically, Aizawa just finds this underground entrance, just by chance, actually. Finds an underground entrance. That just so happens to be the correct entrance to go through, because otherwise he probably would have been killed. Because apparently, because of something he had heard from the machines, he hadn't quite been registered in yet. But now he was. Just not fully registered. And, Aizawa is, was like, what? And just walks up to something that looks like a penthouse suite more than an actual office. And just sees dude with crisscross legs on a freaking, giant ass desk. And, arms crossed. And just be like, looking at the freaking ceiling. Just being like, like a little melody that Aizawa ends up figuring out is actually him trying to do a melody of apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. And Aizawa was just like, hello. And after this, basically Aizawa ends up registering that he was actually half asleep whenever he was doing that. Because he ends up pulling up a freaking gun, Aizawa. And he's just like, ah, shit. Sorry about that. Did not realize that you were half asleep. I'd been waiting for a while, so I just assumed you were okay with me coming in, And, this is, Basically, Izuku, as Monsoon, basically being like, oh, for the love of God. Anyways, as always, time for your interview. To be continued. Yes, indeed, that is a JoJo reference. I want another thing. You thought it was D.S.M. But no, it was I. D.S.M. Wait, what? Nani? Nani the fuck?